This is Michael Kowalski, writer and performer of Mothman, True Story, and you are listening to the Unbelievers podcast. I know you wouldn't like it.
There were several groups. One of the principal ones was the reptilians from the Orion complex.
Without any exaggeration, it was like being on fire inside.
Rats were eating you up inside.
This stuff was in my mouth. It felt like it was 500 years. It was unbelievably loud.
My first question would be, were you a member of the Church of Satan, a card-carrying member of the Church of Satan? I don't understand.
There's always an argument for everything. You know, just because somebody can fake something doesn't necessarily mean it's
World War, and we found a life form. And that's when I started shitting my pants.
So for the person who called, I am carrying an alien.
An alien baby, we covered right here, okay?
Okay.
Something is happening. What is it? That's the question. So do UFOs exist? It depends on what you mean exist.
Last week, the Unbelievers podcast explored the many legends and sightings of gigantic flying creatures called Thunderbirds, or as Lauren Coleman describes them, winged weirdies. And for those of you who think that Thunderbirds are the only winged weirdies raining terror from above, I'll stop you right there. Because tonight, in a rare two-part series, we return to our strange skies to discuss another unbelievable phenomenon that science cannot explain. Why is a strange flying woman attacking police officers? Are aliens floating above us and causing our camcorders to shake? What is possibly hiding in mountainside caves throughout Mexico? We'll find out now as we break down the many different claims and explanations for what is terrorizing innocent people and hovering above us menacingly in this second installment, Winged Weirdies, Flying Humanoids. Right here on the program, we continue to learn to unlearn everything you know! Hello and welcome to the Unbelievers podcast. I'm your host, Russ Ryan, and joining me as always is my co-host, Drea Mora. Hello, Drea.
Hello, Russell.
And our soundboard engineer and producer, Rob Oakey.
Is what I call winged weirdies.
What's up, guys?
Yeah,
What's
that's
up,
right.
Weirdy?
We can't get away from these weirdies. But something I want to bring up, not weirdy related, but kind of Unsolved Mysteries is coming back in like a few days, like after this comes out. Yeah.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Who's gonna be hosting it?
They haven't announced any host, and it doesn't seem like that's an unsolved mystery right now. Exactly, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to have a host the first season, possibly.
Yeah, I think serious because I've been avoiding watching even the trailer. I'm like, well, I don't want to get like tricked or whatever. I just want to see it fresh.
It's been very controversial. That's been a very controversial subject about it lately. I've seen a lot of people, they want a host.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Are you serious? They don't have a host? That's impossible. Rob doesn't know what he's talking about.
Russ, you just lit up probably like, oh, I could be the host.
I don't know. I mean, all right, if they'll have me. But for now, I'm just still stuck as the host of this because, yes, as Rob's quote said, or his clip, whatever. We got more winged weirdies. We got to get into it. We got turned on by these winged weirdies, and there's more. So let's talk about them now. Winged weirdies, flying humanoids. Yeah. Shoko Nakagawa with Flying Humanoids, because that's what we're talking about now.
That's the name of the song?
Song's Flying Humanoids, yes, from Shoko Nakagawa. Very cool song. I think it's from the anime Sukumatsu Occult Gakin.
Oh, okay.
It's a Flying Humanoids related song. They don't have a lot of good songs, the Flying Humanoids, but yes.
Now I recognize it, now that you said that.
Like Rob's like, oh, from that. Why didn't you
That's
say
the
so?
one. Yeah, that's the one.
Just bring it back to anime. Rob jumps right back on board.
Never watched an anime in my life.
Sure.
I'm sure you have at some point.
No, I tried. It wasn't for me.
Well, again, not anime related, we will be discussing the strange cryptids or beings flying in the skies above us, menacingly. Now, last week, of course, the Thunderbirds, or Bighoot, we found out was part of a subgenre of cryptozoology dubbed by Lauren Coleman as winged weirdies. Nick Weirds? No, winged weirdies. And we love this thing. We love this concept. And when he mentioned that flying humanoids are considered winged weirdies, that's why we had to get into it. So this phenomenon is called flying humanoids. This is not birds. This is not Mothman. These are just man or female shaped things flying in the airs above us. And this is not a very popular genre of cryptos. They don't even have a nickname as far as I can tell, but it was discussed at length on a very hard-hitting and oftentimes skeptical show, Monster Quest. Remember what Monster Quest did to the rods?
Well, they didn't swallow enough of them.
Sure, well, they tried to ruin Jose Escamilla. Remember he went on that big rant? He made a video about him.
That's what I like about Monster Quest is that they don't just take it and run with it like Paranormal caught on film or caught on camera, where they just take these huge leaps. Like, I like that they try to poke holes in it because that's what we have to do. There's too many fraudsters out there.
Yeah, they even turned Joe Rogan.
Oh, you're that guy that had that Roswell Rods documentary. Yeah, that didn't work out so good.
No.
Guess what? Forget. Poor guy. I know. I agree with you. I think they're doing their job, but let's see what kind of job they are going to do with flying humanoids. What are these things anyway, man?
It has been seen in the skies over the California coast, the lush Pacific Northwest, the deserts of Arizona, and craggy limestone peaks of Mexico.
It was something alive. It was not a robot. It was like more like a being, like an entity.
Bulky, dark, slate grey in colour, and it was just coming straight towards us.
It had some sort of feet, an arm, and it was simply hanging. It didn't move at all. It was floating.
It's a great descriptions already. I can picture it now. It's a humanoid, it's bulky, they have a lot to say about it, and it's flying in the air.
Yeah, at first it's just it was different when I was watching the episode, but this time when I was hearing it, it does sound like you said it looked like a bean.
Yeah, and the one lady placed on board one because I know for sure that
it was not a robot.
Nope.
It was not a Robert.
It was not a Robert or a robot, I believe. So
Rob,
you're in the clear. Robots. Yeah. This is not a robot. These are flying humanoids, not flying robots. And as great as those witness descriptions are, let's hear one from the Monster Quest narrator guy.
Eyewitnesses report seeing large, human-like creatures floating or flying hundreds of feet above them. Most appear to be wingless, and some are covered with a kind of cape or hard exterior suit. The beings hover or glide silently through the air. Police reports refer to the sightings as unidentified flying humanoids. The witnesses question whether the floating objects are natural, man-made, or the manifestation of a more mysterious phenomenon.
Wait, he said these things have a cape and a hard exterior suit?
Yeah, they're usually, covered with a cape or a suit.
I mean, I don't know, we're all like kind of nerdy into superheroes, and immediately when you hear that, you're just like, yeah, okay, that's like an Iron Bat. So I don't know.
I'm picturing like the things that kids draw, like pictures of in kindergarten, and when you're bored in class and you just come up with weird shit to draw. How do you tell from such a distance that it's covered in a hard exterior suit?
Well, I think some people have had some close-up encounters with this thing. I mean, this is a real mysterious phenomenon. And one of the most astonishing sightings of these flying humanoids is from a police officer in Monterrey, Mexico in 2004 named Leonardo Samaniego. Leonardo was chasing a robber in his vehicle when this happened.
I see something like a black bag falling down on me when I pass under the tree. I step on the brakes and see a silhouette.
Samaniego quickly realized it was something unimaginable.
When it stands up in front of me, I stop the car and first of all, try to make out what it is.
What he saw appeared female, but didn't seem human.
She starts to hide from the light. She closed her eyes. She had completely black eyes, but I couldn't see any eyelids or anything. She does this, and then quickly turns to face me.
So it's a flying lady. It sounds like a black-eyed lady, like a black-eyed kid growing up, and it's flying around. It's not a bag.
Yeah. No, that sounded really scary, honestly. So like the black eyes, the having no eyelids part, and then it made me think of Crescent a little bit.
A little bit. I did think of that, too. Wait, what are you getting up to out there?
It sounds like a witch. Sounds kind of like a witch to me. The way she's floating, that's kind of a witchy thing.
Yeah, and, hiding from light. Do witches hide from light?
Some of them do, I think. I don't know. And
Isn't
kind of vampire.
Weird...
It's got like a vampire vibe too, like a Dracula. Yeah. Like this is what a vampire would do. They would just float they would have a cape. That's one thing. Mm-hmm. They would just float around like sentient, just I
forgot about
with
the cape.
An arm and stuff.
Yeah, this lady had a cape.
Oh, this is flying humanoids. This is supposed to be flying humanoids. Those things you see in videos just flying around. So I guess yes, a Dracula. Can be
flying humanoids, yeah.
Of course they could be. There's lots of things that we're going to learn can be flying humanoids. This is just a big net of cryptid that they're like, we just get all these things in at once. But these flying ladies, they're real intriguing. So what's going on?
I can see that the hat she's wearing goes down like this, as if it were tied down. When she comes down on her back, she doesn't touch the ground and she's like this with her arms open. She comes down and that's when I ask for backup.
Samaniego frantically radioed for help as the creature ominously floated towards him, ready to attack.
She starts walking. I put the car in reverse. When I arrive at the street corner, I hear her crash against the windshield, and then I see her like this, and I move back, scared. I didn't know what to do.
Okay, first, and I was going to say, this almost sounds ghostly, but this thing smashed into this guy's windshield, the flying humanoid. He even called backup.
Yeah, no, that is way terrifying, more than a ghost. A ghost can't really...
Yeah, it's not busting windshield. This is actual physical being.
Physically, like, beat up your thing. That had to be something, like, crazy evil to do that. But, yeah, because this is, like, it's human-shaped, but clearly it's, like, it's acting not human.
Imagine being, like, just a homeless guy that saw this. He would just not know if he's hallucinating or tripping or if anybody saw this in the vicinity of this happening. Because somebody had to have seen.
Oh, this is Leonardo Samaniego. This is a police officer, a very well-respected guy.
He's seeing, like, other civilians out on the...
Yeah, this is in the public. Witnesses. This is out in the public, right? Like, there's got to be more people.
Well, they said he was chasing a robber, and it was dark.
Robbers go where nobody else is around, I guess.
I don't know.
They run out into abandoned... I don't know. That's a good question.
This guy, the cop himself, he's pretty credible. Like, I believe this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he is a big scaredy cat, though, because there is more to this very scary event in the policeman's life.
Samaniego was knocked unconscious by the flying creature during his encounter.
Later, another officer found me and woke me up. They say that she slapped me 3 times. I don't know. I wasn't aware of anything then.
For many months afterwards, the memory of this creature's face gave the officer nightmares.
Still, every night, I was dreaming about those eyes. With my eyes closed, I could still see her gaze and her face. All of this and her eyes. Her eyes were very present and very, very black. I used to get scared. And I used to wake up scared and crying.
And he's crying. He's crying. And you were right, Rob.
Him.
It sounds a lot like Crescent.
Yeah, David Huggins doesn't wake up crying. He wakes up doing something else.
Now, you gotta help me out.
Bad for him. He's not a scaredy cat.
In the beginning there, did they say that the flying humanoid slapped him 3 times or the cop slapped him?
I was going to ask. The sentence was built a little bit confusingly. Like, I think it was the cop.
I think they implied that
it was a female
humanoid
cop.
Yeah, she must have slapped him awake. Like, wake the fuck up, you
She slapped him 3 times. It took him to wake him up. I thought the same thing, too. It sounds like the thing slapped him.
I think the flying humanoid slapped him 3 times.
Either way, this poor guy.
And either way, his backup didn't do anything. Were they watching him get slapped?
Well, I mean, maybe they scared her off, whatever that humanoid thing was. Maybe they scared it off and kept him from getting further slapped.
Well, they said, I think he says that when they arrived, he was unconscious.
Yeah, so he doesn't remember shit. He's just hearing what must have happened.
So the police, the other officer just showed up and he was just asleep in the car. So she just slapped him 3 times.
No, they had to see him get slapped 3 times. That's what I'm saying. We're pulling this apart way too much.
It's a little confusing. Whatever.
Either way.
It is a major event in flying humanoid history, because I really never heard of a flying person attacking anyone like this, because I know about flying humanoids like most of you guys do, probably from just videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
There are lots and lots of weird videos of looks like just people floating around. Some of them even look kind of witchy. You guys have seen these, right?
Yeah, I've seen that one with the kind of witch-shaped going, just like floating very slowly across the sky, like between like these mountain peek thingies.
Yes.
Yeah, they're all kind of creepy.
They're all really strange, especially the ones they show in here, because they are convincing. It does just look like a human being, and there's a lot of recent ones, too, that this didn't touch on, but not only have we seen these videos, Monster Quest has seen them, too.
In the skies above Santa Monica, California, a bulky humanoid shape is reported floating over this wealthy Los Angeles suburb. Here, a dark, human-like form is seen above craggy peaks near Monterrey, Mexico, close to San Diego's encounter. Further to the south in Mexico City, several airborne humanoids are filmed drifting above this metropolis of 22 million people. This strange phenomenon has been reported across North America, with similar objects reported in the skies above Arizona, Wisconsin, and Washington State. This video footage will be examined and analyzed by Monster Quest.
Yeah, that's it. One of the exciting parts. So they got a Rob-type guy that analyzes these videos. He's very good, too. And you got to remember that the mission statement of Monster Quest is to investigate and to try to prove that these things exist. That's why, one of the reasons why I really like this show, with the way they present these things, because they do actually do their own, they're doing their own work trying to bust these things from multiple angles. Yeah,
they're really pragmatic about it. They don't try to blow things out of proportion or sensationalize, and I respect that.
Well, I was just happy because the whole time I'm watching the clips, I'm like, someone please just steady that camera, because you can't see what it is because the camera's all over the place. So I was just excited when I saw they were going to steady the cameras and make it so you could actually see.
All right, save it. You're gonna get your hero moment where you pump your fist later. That's gonna happen. But this video, these Flying Humanoid videos, that is just one front. They also get a guy named Joe Nickel, and he has a part in this also.
Joe Nickel, a researcher of unexplained phenomena, says that if the videos aren't hoaxes, then the only explanation could be misidentification.
The other possibility is that it's very lightweight, perhaps helium-filled craft, such as you would get from a balloon or a cluster of balloons.
Okay, this is just Joe guy. He is a researcher of unexplained phenomenon, or a ROOP, and his role in this is to... This guy ties balloons together. Just throughout this episode, that's what his research is. He believes that the flying humanoids are balloons, and everything he does is very balloon-centric in this.
I like the way you said that. It sounds like that's what he does for a living. Like his business card underneath his name says ROOP, balloon tire.
Balloons, that's what we do. We're busting all those air phenomenons.
But I think it's good. That again, this is a really good approach, because that's the first thing that, we usually say when we see these videos. It's like, well, there's especially one of them that's more from an urban setting, like, oh, damn it, that's just a bunch of balloons.
But a lot of them, the balloons aren't attacking our friend in the car.
No, that's different. That's
different. Well, there's a very emotionless thing to most of these flying humanoids. They look like they're not. Sometimes when you see a UFO, for some reason it seems like it has emotion the way that it moves around. There's like something to it. Has character. These things are literally just like frozen and floating.
That's what makes them creepy.
That's what makes them creepier. Like I said, yes, but it's menacing.
Yeah,
it is very menacing. It's very like Silver Surfer like. That's what it reminds me of, is like Silver Surfer,
harbinger of something.
Yeah.
So Monster Quest tries to cram a lot of stuff into its episodes, and not everyone gets to do the cool stuff. That's why that guy before, he's just balloons, the guy from ROOP. But they already have a real cool guy to do cool stuff, and that guy is Ken Gerhardt. So now, this is Ken. He's Monster Quest Ken.
Well, the nation of Mexico is a very magical and mysterious place.
Ken Gerhardt, an author from Texas, will lead the search in the location of Officer Samadiego's spine-chilling encounter.
Whatever he encountered that night was very real to him. So my impression is that Leonardo did have some type of encounter with a non-human entity, if you will. It's also interesting to note that many other people in the neighborhood of Guadalupe had reported a similar type of creature flying around. And in fact, police officers came forward after the fact, saying that they had also seen this being.
Oh boy, so much in that. So first off, the nation of Mexico is magical and mysterious. Is that true, Drea?
Totally. I've kind of been there once.
Okay. And I want to say, full disclosure before we go on, I know you guys all watched this. This Ken Gerhardt, he is just a very low-key Lyle Blackburn. Right?
Yeah, oh man, I noticed that with the hat. I had to double check. I had to really rewind and read the name.
Make sure it wasn't a young him. Yeah,
is that a hat?
That look.
Is that a hat or is that a baseball glove? It looks like a baseball glove to me.
It is oddly shaped hat. It
His
looks
hat's
like
a little
it was
much.
Gonna be cool, but it just went too far. It's
like
too cool.
Broken in shortstop's glove.
But he's got the thin goatee, and yes, of course, he has that same foldy leather cowboy hat
with the black T-shirt.
But he's dressed otherwise for adventure, not like a music video like Lyle. Like he's got like cargo shorts and like in New Balance or something on. Like he's ready to go explore. Even though
It's the shoes that make it. You can still have a rockin' music video with cargo shorts.
I got so much to say about that. I noticed in that thing that he called the cop Leonardo. That is like the total white guy in him showing, because he doesn't want to mess up the pronunciation of Samaneo. So he says, Leonardo, you know the guy.
Leonardo.
Oh, man. And that guy like lives in Mexico? It seemed like it.
No, Ken Gerhardt? He's the whitest guy ever.
Oh,
no
not
way.
him. Okay, I got confused who you were talking about.
Well, he was trying to talk about the cop in there, but he just called him Leonardo.
Yeah.
Like they're best buds. Like, I don't want to say because he didn't want to mess up the last name. And hey, I get it, man.
Yeah, it's difficult. And at least he cared enough to not want to mess up the last name.
Give it a shot. Practice saying Samaneo. You can get it. It's fine, Ken. But this guy's whole thing, this Ken, his whole purpose in the show, he just takes a couple of guys with him and they explore a single cave in a giant mountain range because they're looking for flying humanoids. Is that
in a cave? Yeah.
I know you guys saw this. It was confusing. I was like, well, if we can look for the guys flying around, but they chose to do a cave first. Just dig in a cave. That was this guy's whole point.
Because they're saying that they might hide out here and live here when they're not around flying. Like, I guess, but they could also be in trees. Or
I think it would be way easier to look up in the sky to find something than go to a single cave of like thousands of them.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, this one, maybe, but the sky, you have way better chance. I don't know. What do I know?
The way they connect the dots in this whole episode is very strange.
Oh yeah, there was a point where I was like, "Are we watching the same? Is this the same episode still?"
This is flying humanoids, Drea. Yes, these are all flying humanoids.
I know. I'm talking about later. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. So Ken Gerhardt, he's going to the cave with his friends because he knows if one place a flying humanoid is, it's deep underground in a cave. But on their way to their spelunking all guys day, they encounter a very old man who they say sees flying humanoids all the time. Here is a very old man.
Shortly after beginning their search, the team meets a local rancher who tells them about unusual aerial activity.
They do come down close to where people are, because a short while ago in the hills of Guitarrita, some members of my family were around and a UFO came down. I've seen them over there, and they've come down there by the Guitarrita. They've never harmed anybody, but people are shocked and get scared.
Yeah, no, they're scared. And he said UFO. I think they tricked this guy, or he tricked them to even get on the show. He's just talking about UFOs. We're talking about flying humans, man.
Well, I mean, look, an unidentified flying object could be human-shaped.
That's a whole... There's a million shows about UFOs. This is about a very specific topic. I think either the old man tricked him to get on TV, or they tricked the old man to say something because they had nothing.
Well, Monster Quest had all the time in the world, all the opportunity to cut that out, to not put it on the show, but I think that they didn't have enough material.
Well, I will defend him a little bit and say that I have seen a lot of these clips that they show that they call flying humanoids in this episode. I've seen these clips on YouTube in UFO videos. They are being mislabeled, and I think there is an overlap. I think that it's a subgenre of UFOs would technically be flying humanoids.
You're right.
But I'm not in MUFON, so I don't really know. We need a MUFON guy to really clarify all the technicalities.
We should ask.
We have an official one.
We're going to have to talk to him about this.
School us. And I think, I get it. I think when you say UFO and you can take, well, anything unidentified flying is UFO. I was like, we're talking about flying guys. Like, UFOs, we're talking about ships.
You want to hear more about dudes flying through the air. I get it.
UFOs don't have
ladies
arms.
And men.
Just go watch some superhero films, Russ. And they have capes all over the place.
Yeah, I know. Well, I want to see a real one. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
And I'm making this cave research sound like the wrong way to find a flying humanoid, but it's not, though.
It is believed by locals that the creatures are nocturnal cave dwellers. As a result, Gerhardt has outfitted the team with night vision equipment and targeted a cave 5,000 feet above sea level to start the search.
Caves have been very, very good in terms of discoveries of different types of fossils, cave paintings. These were, of course, habitations for thousands of years of the early indigenous peoples all over the world, as well as animals. Any type of animal might seek refuge in a cave. They're excellent hiding places.
Yeah, we know. Okay, they might live there. Okay, but I want to ask you guys, watch this. What would happen if they actually find this flying monster? It's just 3 dudes in a cave. They don't have any weapons or anything.
Right? Yeah, we don't know how dangerous these ones are. If that other one was able to slap a cop in the face a bunch, like what are they going to do?
3 times. 3 slaps of a cop.
Well, have you guys ever seen the movie The Descent?
Yes. God damn it.
Kind of feels like this is the beginning of The Descent.
Right?
This is
I started getting
happens.
uncomfortable because when the ceilings are that low, where it was like they had like a 3-foot clearance and they had to like really duck, like I start getting fucking claustrophobic. That movie scared the shit out of me. Like more than any ghost movie.
That's kind of like, that's what they could have encountered. Imagine if they went into a cavern and it was just filled with flying humanoid creatures.
Yeah, we can imagine a lot, but let's not spoil what Ken Gerhardt's adventure, because here's another clip of Ken Gerhardt, and a lot like that old rancher who was talking about UFOs, which I know technically true. I'm starting to wonder if Ken Gerhardt knows what Monster Quest is looking for.
If there were any type of undiscovered animal or creature, whether it be a gigantic form of bat, a surviving pterosaur from our prehistoric past, they would need a place to hide.
All right, what about the flying lady? I thought that's why we were here. We were led to believe we weren't looking for pterodactyls and almost thunderbirds and bats. So we're looking for guys.
Or ladies with no eyelids.
And he said Leonardo earlier, because he must be friends, so he knows the story of the flying lady. He didn't mention it at all. He's like, I don't know, there might be an old bird down here or something.
Maybe he's implying that there's...
An old bird, that's a mean way to say lady.
Yeah, maybe he's implying that there's female, like, males and females, and maybe that was a female. Maybe he's, I don't know.
And the male is a dinosaur, and the female is a hot, black-eyed lady floating around, like a vampire lady?
Dude,
why not?
I don't know, man.
The universe is weird.
Yeah, what do I know? Because Ken Gerhardt knows his stuff. He's actually the expert in the field of flying humanoids. I've looked. He's the Jose Escamilla of flying humanoids. He does podcast interviews and talking about flying humanoids. I see like a 2-hour documentary, just him, must be going on and on about this. And here he is dropping some cool folklore about the flying humanoids.
Within the different legends and folklores of Mexico, we find many references to these flying humanoids or winged humanoid type creatures. Specifically here in the mountains around Monterey, we hear reports of the legends of the Birdman, which is described as a humanoid figure with, of course, the wings, talons, and other characteristics of a bird.
Oh, so they do have a nickname. It's Birdman.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that. Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
But this is actual, they actually call him Birdman in this. This is not, this isn't that Birdman. This isn't Birdman from New Orleans either.
I was going to say Birdman the rapper. I love Birdman, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Of course. So, that nickname's been taken. They can't even, I think Birdman could probably sue them if they use why they don't really call him that. It's like, no, flying humanoids is enough.
And he's an owl person?
I don't know where he's just talking about the folklore, of a flying person.
There's so much folklore, but there's so many different types, it seems, of these flying humanoid things that how do they know that there aren't? I just think
costumes,
that they're all getting mixed up.
People were wearing that they drew I don't know.
It's what I call winged weirdies.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's why we have to have this huge blanket called winged weirdies. But also Birdman. And these others, they are possibly aliens.
There's the Camazotz, or Zots, the death bat. And this is depicted in Maya engravings as a anthropomorphic creature with the body of a man and the head of a bat. And it's often associated with sacrifice and death.
Many believe some of these bizarre mythological creatures had extraterrestrial origins.
We have all of these references to the gods from the skies, if you will, visiting the early indigenous peoples of Mexico. We have these links to possible alien visitations, UFOs, that date back to the Maya.
Yeah, see, you got really ancient aliens there, not even in the offensive way.
Maya.
Yeah, they just, all right.
I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. All these get lumped in together into the same thing. That they're
it helps
all
to make this phenomenon hard. When you have a guy like in the 2000s filming a weird thing up in the air, and then you're folding all this other stuff on top of it.
You bring ancient Mayan folklore into it?
Yeah, they're going that far back.
I mean,
yeah.
This isn't the first time we've heard of bird aliens before.
Oh, that's true. The
blue chicken aliens.
That's true. You know, and we don't know what they're doing. They could live in caves.
Yeah, they could be hanging out here.
The whole secret space drama and Corey Good and all that just still blowing up. Stina Bobina's getting heat every day. It's that saga. It's
all
too much going on.
Of flying bird people.
Too much going on in the bird alien thing. Hopefully they'll get away from the alien topic of it, because here is another flying Birdman story, but this one actually does sound kind of alien.
In a place called Chehalis, Washington, several people reported seeing this humanoid-type figure floating up about 200 feet in the air. Appeared to be wearing some type of control panel on his chest and making sort of a whizzing sound as he passed over the countryside.
Yeah, this guy's just whizzing around. It actually sounds kind of fun. Nice.
I know, right? First I'm imagining really cool futuristic stuff that you imagine from like comic books. But then when they said like making a whizzing sound, I'm just imagining he's making a sound with his mouth. Yeah,
yes,
he's just flying around.
It's a time travel suit that flies you around.
That baby went in warp drive.
Yeah.
He's whizzing around up there.
See, when you hear sightings like that, though, it's like, yeah, that does sound alien. When you've got like an alien in a weird flying suit above people, that's what a lot of people think these are.
Yeah, well, that's less terrifying because it actually then sounds like just some spaceman like just checking out Earth, or maybe a time traveler. You know.
He's like, we landed here, we're doing stuff. Let me take the flying suit out at least. I can go around, I can whiz around.
Whizzing sounds.
They're not going to see me. It has a helmet.
It does it has like a little bit of like the suits from Fallout sometimes when I see it. It looks like one of those like big exoskeleton type suits when they're just floating.
Except maybe they mentioned that he has a cape in this one.
Oh, no, well, we'll hear about that, because here's another random encounter I like. This is actually from Houston, Texas in 1953.
Suddenly they noticed this silhouette of what they first mistook to be a large moth moving across the lights. And it eventually settled in the branch of a large tree, and it was then that they could make out the shape or form of a humanoid figure. And they estimated that he stood about 6.5 feet tall, and they could clearly see that he was dressed in a black paratrooper uniform, complete with boots and a helmet. He also appeared to have some type of bat-like wings attached to his body and perhaps a cape.
Okay.
I mean, I know what that is. I mean, I know what's going on here. I mean, we said earlier, that is just a description of Batman.
It's in his Batman noir costume, I think is what it is.
This is 1953. Yeah. That's Robert Lowry.
I look at that guy and I think I feel so safe and protected right now. I'm not afraid whatsoever.
It gives a fella a good feeling knowing they're up there doing their job. And what they said was, after they see this Batman in a tree, they just said, and there was a whoosh and a flash of light, and he was gone, lickety-split, just like that.
That's Batman, dude. That's exactly Batman's MO. That's exactly what he does. He throws the bomb, and then he's just gone. You never see him again.
Yeah, whoosh and a flash of light. 1953, Houston, Texas.
That's a superhero. Absolutely.
I love the idea of Batman landing in a tree and not thinking that anybody can see him. And then they're just like, the whole family is sitting on the porch just like, the fuck is that? Is that a dude
it's like he's reflecting everything, and he's like, every mood of light. He's got a bunch of metal all over him.
Oh, man. Now I'm going to have to kill this whole family. Great.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of those random encounters they talk about where it looks like a flying robot man or a Batman in a tree. But that's not what Monster Quest is here to primarily do, because the show switches gears again and now introduces a very famous Mexican paranormal host and an unidentified dead creature.
Jaime Maussan, a journalist and investigator, has possession of the corpse of an infant creature. He believes it is a species connected to the flying humanoids reported in this area.
Back in May 2007, something happened in a ranch where they captured a strange creature. The owner of the ranch came to me and brought this creature, saying that probably was an extraterrestrial or something else.
This photograph shows the creature when it was reportedly still alive.
Its manner was very aggressive. It wanted to get loose or attack people.
is the first person you heard in there. That is Jaime Maussan, and he is Mexico's equivalent of Art Bell and Robert Stack combined.
Oh, wow. Okay, I had no idea.
Now, this guy, he is investigative in all, and I've been trying to talk about him in the show, and I'm so glad that he is in this, but what he's bringing to this, he brings a little dead creature, and this doesn't look like some Batman or Birdman. This looks like a little alien corpse.
It's a tiny chupacabra.
It is.
It does
have chupacabra vibes.
It looks very much like a little alien from the film Alien, though. It's got just the way
like
it
a
looks.
face sucker kind of.
Like at the end of Spaceballs, the one when he goes dancing across the counter.
Yes, that is exactly what it looks like. You know what?
Exactly.
We'll post the picture on our Instagram. So if you're listening to this right now, go to our Instagram.
It's at Unbelievers Podcast, like the name.
Okay, at Unbelievers Podcast, exactly.
Yes.
I forgot, I'm sorry. And and check out the picture.
Yeah. Well, this is the point at which I was saying, I was like, wait, is this still Flying Humanoids? Because that thing is not flying.
This was unfortunately, this is the weirdest left turn the show could take, is to just somehow bring on Jaime Maussan or bring on an alien corpse. But I'm glad they did. I have a lot of respect for that guy. I've watched a lot of his stuff he does. Unfortunately, most of it is in Spanish, and for a podcast that is an English-speaking podcast, most of his stuff is subtitled, so it doesn't really translate to doing the show. But I'm a really, really big fan of his. He's done. He like I said, he's the Art Bell and Robert Stack of Mexico. He's very super well respected. He's been doing it forever. He's got a lot of great shows. He has something on Netflix too. It's worth watching. But whatever this is, though, this thing that whatever this thing he brought in, though, this was a little alien that was caught in a rat trap. And here is a guy who actually saw this thing in the rat trap while it was still alive.
To me, it was strange, totally strange, like a type of rat in between rat and monkey. It looked like it didn't have any skin nor hair. It had fangs, a large head. I didn't see it for very long because, to be honest, it scared me a bit. Because when you tried to move it closer, it threw itself against you.
He is convinced this aggressive beast is not of earthly origin.
Is another scared guy. There's like a third guy in a row. It's like just the story ends with, and I'm super scared. I wouldn't get near it. But it's really tiny and in a rat trap, but
still okay.
Scary.
You're telling me that if you came across this thing in your garage or something, and it's throwing itself against you, you wouldn't be a little teensy bit scared?
Of course I would, but I would man up in the video and be like, we fought it for hours.
He is tiny. It's so tiny, though. He's just a little guy. Just a little guy.
You don't know what diseases it might have. You're going to get some kind of salmonella from it. You don't know.
Those pictures where they say it's supposedly alive in the picture, too, it's fucking weird looking.
It's disgusting. There's no fur. It's got a very thin layer of skin. It's the strangest thing. But play soundboard, too, because we have another monkey-related claim.
Like a type of rat in between rat and monkey.
So we've got rat and monkey. We've got so many combinations of things for you guys on the poll results. Love doing it up like that.
Yeah, well, shit, that should probably be the poll right now. Just what the hell is this thing, and is it a flying weirdie or not, or winged weirdie?
Yeah, we'll get to the poll. There's a lot.
You would think
that
seven
us a lot
adults
of options.
will be able to tell the difference between a monkey and something supernatural.
Yeah, guys, come on.
This is like, to me, this was the most intriguing that this whole episode
got
for me.
Yeah, it's very intriguing. It's seeing a little being like this that is unexplained. But why would they put it on the Flying Humanoids?
Yeah.
They definitely could not fly.
That's another thing.
No wings at all. But it is the most compelling part.
It really
and the whole story with this is they're going to do a DNA test on it. So they snip its little tail. Aww. And they send the results off, and you got to go through more like Flying Humanoid stuff, because they go and talk to a guy who filmed one of the very famous Flying Humanoid videos, and this one is from 2005. Here's Horatio Lopez.
The moment I turn on the camera and start filming it, it starts moving. It's incredible. I turn on the camera and start filming, and it almost appeared as if it noticed me. You could see it was heavy, in a dark color, a type of humanoid. It looked like some sort of spacesuit. Something was very strange. I remember there being a lot of light. Maybe it was emanating some sort of energy.
This is another one of those spacesuit-like sightings, and this is on film. I think these are actually stranger than rods, almost.
It's a little bit. Geez, like way stranger than rods. This is like, spacesuits.
Yeah, you can actually see it with the naked eye. This is something people are witnessing and filming.
Yeah. And it's difference. Bigger, therefore it's scarier.
Well, and I love that this guy, he says that his like intuition told him to look in that direction. Have you guys ever had that like feeling where you just like something just tells you to like look in a certain direction? I have had that before, especially sometimes like I'll go and just go UFO hunting at nighttime, just sit outside and look up at the sky. And every once in a while, you get that feeling like, look over there. And
just a compulsion.
But you never see a robot alien.
I've never seen what he's. I've never seen what he described.
But maybe he might if you just follow your instincts. That's what he's saying. Like if you ever feel like compelled to look at a direction, look
there's
in that
something
direction.
there. There's like
some guy flashing you. You don't.
There
know.
is a psychic UFO connection for sure. I know there's a book probably with that name. I think I've seen it before.
We're gonna talk to Cristo about this, and we're gonna have him on soon.
That's where I was
in touch with Cristo Apollo. He will be on soon to talk about this. And earlier, I teased that there would be this Rob type character, a high tech guy that would come in and just stabilize videos or analyze them. And Rob type guy, it's your time to tag in.
Jim Horrocks, a law enforcement video analyst in Los Angeles, will use state of the art technology to examine the footage.
So what we're seeing is the raw footage from Horacio in Mexico, handheld video, very shaky.
Did you say Horacio in Mexico? What? Yeah. Come on, Jim Horrocks. Horacio. You can do better.
Horacio in Mexico.
Yeah.
Sky News 9 in 1999.
Look, this guy's a tech guy. Yeah, this is and it's from Monster Quest because we got our new guy, Jim Horrocks, saying
Horacio in Mexico.
He tried to do the first name and he failed. The other guy got lucky. He had Leonardo. But this guy, he pulled up Horacio and he couldn't do it. Right, but he does. He is the best one of the researchers in this. He does this good CSI type enhance, stabilize of the video, and the video is actually really weird, right?
Yeah,
very.
So this is what he sees in Horacio's videos.
When people view this back and this image sticks in their mind as saying this is a flying humanoid because you have a head shape and legs and arms, and he appears to have his hand on his hip and he's waving to us.
He's posing for Horacio.
It's so cartoony. Almost, it looks like a little like mascot, like a logo dude.
Yeah, it's like the Michelin Man.
Yeah.
This is just a Michelin Man inflatable flying around. It's just the hand goes up. It's
really thin,
noodly
arm, just noodle arms, like round. It's so cute. If it
He's
is
a little
waving.
teacup. He's like a little teacup.
Yeah.
Oh,
teacup arms. They're kind of like Bender. That's how smooth and round these little arm segments are.
I think he was just showing Horacio a little bit of respect. He was just saying, "Hey, down there. Oh, you're gonna film me? Because that's fine."
It's weird. It's definitely weird.
And it's so far away too. It's so tiny and blurry. Like I have pretty damn good eyesight, but whatever this video was like, they had to zoom way in to get it. I don't know how these people were even seeing it that far away.
Jim Horrocks was really enhancing the video a lot, and he's showing us what he's enhancing. But I'm really not seeing the waving and the winking or smiling or whatever he's seeing. It just looks like a blob kind of floating in the air. It's humanoid like. He sees a little much, though. I mean, I guess he really just trusts
Horacio in Mexico.
Yeah, and this is the hardcore research part of Monster Quest. Here, they're enlisting another expert to test the claims of those who are seeing these flying humanoids.
He says that the sightings of flying humanoids can be explained by a tradition at Mexican celebrations.
My understanding is that in Mexico, there's at weddings, clusters of balloons are released. If there is already some mythology of beings in the sky, then that creates a context for identifying it as humanesque in some kind of way.
Nickel will test the theory that the sightings are misidentified helium-filled balloons.
Well, these are clusters of balloons such as might be released at a celebration.
Okay, I really forgot. I'm thinking he just came back, but this is the balloon guy from earlier. Because, like I said, this is his fun. He has the fun job. He was not the hero. And what he does is he just puts a bundle of balloons together. He floats them up, and as you see the first batch, you're like, that's just a bunch of balloons. He didn't even tape them tight.
This dude loves the movie Up.
So he fixes
he had to work his way up. You know, you can't just start with your best piece, you know?
Yeah, just throw up some random balloons. It looked terrible at first. I was like, yeah, it just looks like a bunch of balloons. And then he's like, I got it. And he actually uses a roll of Scotch tape, not even like a nice duct tape or anything. He uses just a little piece of Scotch tape. Is able to kind of cinch the balloons all together and then lets that out. He films that. He's like, no, this looks bad too. I don't know.
And it almost sounded like he was blaming that lady. I don't know if that was his wife or whoever was the one releasing it, and he's filming it. And he's just like, well, that doesn't look good.
He's like, that was terrible.
She kind of like... I just got this energy from her that she's like, I'm doing my best.
See, I'm doing what you say. You say release, and I let him go. And I also note that all these balloons are black. Is this traditional wedding balloons in Mexico,
totally,
or just black balloons?
Yeah, black weddings all over the place.
That's
because it's hardcore and badass. And
it's a goth wedding, actually.
Hell yeah. That's why there's so much fun.
The balloon guy, he was the guy I felt the worst for in this, where they're like, he really wanted to be on he's like, yes, I want to be on Monster Quest. Like, you gonna do balloons? He's like, anything else? He's like, nope, that's it. You're gonna try to recreate these very, very compelling flying humanoid witch-like videos just flying around, but just here's a few balloons to work with.
Well, if we've learned anything from our show, we know that recreating supernatural creatures is very difficult. You remember what they did with the night crawlers? Trying to make those night crawlers? It's not easy.
Night crawlers turned out terrible. Almost everything they try to recreate never comes out. Bigfoots even don't come out that great. And this show goes everywhere, though. But here's another man, though, this time in California, who filmed a flying humanoid and is also really good at describing stuff he sees.
Sherwood began to videotape this strange object.
Looked oddly humanoid, looked large, about 7 feet perhaps in height, 3 to 4 feet wide, maybe a foot deep, bulky, dark, slate gray in color. And it was just coming straight towards us.
He believes that what he saw was not a known object, either natural or man-made.
It didn't sway, didn't bob, didn't act like tethered balloons or a parade character that got loose. Inflatable object. It never seemed to be lighter than air. I totally felt that it was there, aware that I was there.
How do you know that it's aware that you're there?
He's got that feeling. He knows it's not the Michelin Man, like we said earlier. It's not
a parade character.
Yeah, I like that. It's not some escaped parade balloon character. This is not SpongeBob. It's not Snoopy. It's an actual thing that is acknowledging him. Like the other guy. These things are waving and nodding at people.
Yeah, good.
They're recognizing them as humanoid shape, not these giant inflatable things in the air. And the balloon thing is super fake. You can't just put a bunch of regular helium balloons and pull off what these people are pulling off. They're pulling off something else, but it ain't helium balloons.
He can feel it looking at him too. You know when you're like when you look at somebody and then eventually they have to look at you. That like
it's like such a weird sense, isn't
that
it?
Thing that happens. Yeah, he's doing that with this flying humanoid.
It's such a strange phenomenon too that happens. I mean, all over the place. Whether it's when people are, feeling the feeling of being watched when they're alone in their house and stuff, and like ghosts. But just even the fact, like out in nature, when you can tell that something's looking at you and your instinct is telling you there's a predator. Like that's that's like a psychic thing that we all have too. That's weird.
It's unexplainable.
Yeah, it seems reciprocal in this case, where they're looking at this thing first, and then the thing's looking down at them like, I see you looking at me, and you're actually filming me. I'm gonna shake the hell out of this camera right now. You're not gonna get me.
I mean, I think that people get nervous, and that's why the video is so shaky, because you can't carry a tripod with you everywhere. That's just dumb.
No, of course not. A lot of this is actually pre-cell phone, like the cameras. One of the cases, the guy sees a thing. He goes back to his 5th floor apartment, gets his little camcorder, comes back out. It's still there, which is compelling.
Imagine how excited you would be if you saw a rod in the sky and like you whipped your phone out.
You can't. Yeah, I would have to just be out with the camera all the time.
You'd be shaking all over the place, man.
Oh yeah. He shakes when he sees
it wouldn't
rods.
matter. They're so fast.
He starts trembling.
They're faster than that shake. But you guys remember that little monkey rat that was caught in the rat trap and is actually the most interesting thing on here? Yeah, from Jaime Maussan. Well, they reveal the results. And is it just another monkey? Let's find out.
Dr. Angel Gutierrez and his colleagues initially believed this tiny specimen was in fact a small species of monkey that had been skinned.
It appeared to have no covering tissue, that the muscle was exposed. That caught our interest, and first, our study seemed to show that this has been tampered with, that it was a little monkey that had been skinned after its death.
Further investigation revealed that the creature did have skin, but of a very unusual kind.
But it does have covering tissue. Therefore, we can draw the conclusion that this being has not been tampered with.
Wasn't some weird skinned monkey that someone threw in their trap. It don't have to be really small, too. But it does have very strange, rudimentary skin, and it is very scary, because that guy was scared.
Yeah, I didn't like the idea that it had been skinned either. It didn't make sense, because...
it does
to
look
me,
like
it
it
looked
in
like
the
it had
picture.
skin. Yeah, like it was definitely... It wasn't like it's all exposed bones. It wasn't a skeleton, so there's something covering it.
Yeah. He wasn't much more than a skeleton either, though, at the same time. He's just a little skinny skin and bones. But the thing, it's got a tail, too.
Skin and bones, yeah.
Yeah.
Long-ass tail.
How often, first off, did any of these flying humanoids have tails? I don't think so.
No.
I think we've seen that.
They had a lot of stuff. Tails were never mentioned. That's why this thing has nothing to do with the flying humanoid.
Yeah.
It's not the Batman we've been hearing
It's got
about.
no cape,
or the witch.
it's got no wings, it's got no spacesuit.
It's not Iron Man. It's not any of the things.
They could have had a whole separate episode on just like unexplained
On just that thing.
little alien corpses, because this thing, have you ever seen Sirius? That thing that...
No. This episode was going to Mexico, and Jaime Maussan said, look, I've got this little skeleton. Let's talk about it.
And they're like, look, we're here. Let's film it.
Fine. We probably owe you a favor for being on as a guest, so you can get on. That's it, Jaime. We respect you.
Dr. Stephen Greer was out, with a little corpse, that little mini corpse for a little while. He did a whole documentary about this little creature that looks kind of similar to this thing.
It does. It
looks very similar, so maybe they're brothers or something. Maybe they're
maybe these things are probably a real thing that's out there. Little tiny mini chupacabras. Chupabritos.
I think so. And they actually have more to say about this little mummified monstrosity.
When you see the ankle, when you see the feet of the creature, they're very human. When you see the hands of the creature, they're very human.
We came to the conclusion that it had the ability to stand up straight because it has a double arch. These arches allows us to determine that this being had the capacity to stand on 2 feet.
You see, it can stand like humans, and they also look at the creature's eye sockets, which are larger than a monkey, and its skull, which would hold a larger brain than a monkey. It's a little humanoid monster. Whether it's flying or not, we don't know.
Half human, half like fucking ugly motherfuckers. It's like...
True, it is kind of ugly looking.
It is. It's very ugly looking, especially when they put when they try to computer recreate the face of it. It's very horror show.
It's very horror show. The idea that like the way its skull is shaped, that its brain could, like the ratio, it could actually be like really intelligent, possibly even smarter than us. It's just, pint sized.
Not smart enough to not get stuck in a rat trap, though.
It was a baby.
Dude, it didn't know what a rat trap was because it's an
baby.
alien and it's new to this world.
Yeah, the rest are flying around waving at us, and we don't even remember.
Do we really know it's a baby? It could be like Baby Yoda. That thing could be 50 years old. We don't know.
All right, we don't
age.
know that.
This is
That's
true.
getting...
Come on.
We've only called
We don't
one.
know the age.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm just
it
thinking.
said that it had a mom, and the mom was very aggressive, but we don't know how much bigger the mom was.
We're just lucky they have this thing. And
Yeah.
they set up a lot of different tests in this show, and it's almost all set up. So the conclusions come very quickly, because this is Monster Quest is almost like a 3-act play, where it's like a little bit of introduction, the second act all set up, and this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. But by the time they get to the end, they're like, we set up 20 things, we have to wrap it all up. So here we're going to get to some results of if flying humanoids are real. Here is the first result of that video analysis from the video guy, Mr. Horax, of the Horatio film.
There are no indications that this has been faked or photoshopped or manipulated. Some of the unique characteristics of cameras have kind of been maintained in the image itself. So I think it's safe to say that while the scene may be constructed in some way, I don't think there's any problems with this tape.
All right, ding, ding, ding. That's one so far for flying humanoids being real as far as Monster Quest proving things. I think that guy, he proved that the video itself, after stabilizing it, analyzing it, that this is not a faked film, that some of these films are real.
Yeah, well, I like the way he worded it, though, because he didn't say necessarily that that these things, whatever it is what they're thinking it is, but he did say, at least this video has not been tampered with. The video itself is a legit video.
Yeah, and that is a point for it, because if the videos themselves are getting faked, you can throw a lot of the rest of it. I don't know. I'm trying to give points to this thing. I'm trying to give them. I like when Monster Quest can actually not prove that something is fake. I enjoy that. Yeah,
I enjoy just the even at the end of the day saying, because it's not like they're getting their jollies, disproving things. They're doing it just for the sake of being scientific and not just running away with these ideas.
Well, technically, they're on a quest for knowledge, a monster quest.
Quest for monsters.
For monster knowledge.
Yeah, for monster knowledge.
Yeah. And so we got one so far. They think that film is legit. But he analyzes another video from the area that Officer Samaniago, what's the verdict, Horex?
Horex suggests an alternative explanation.
There seems to be a bit of a spike to that color information at the top of it that would indicate some kind of hook that's allowing it to be suspended. And so this could very well be some kind of gondola or basket to move cement, rock, what have you, across a cement works or rock quarry.
What?
All right, so I'd say they're 1 for 2 in the videos, and that's one of the videos you described, Jay, where it looked like a witch, but it looked like it was on such just a straight trajectory going over a mountain range.
Yeah.
That he claims that there was some kind of mining operation there, and this was like a pulley line for a bag.
Which is absurd because the lady who originally filmed that is from that area. You'd think she'd see it before at some point, And don't you think they could go up there and investigate and see if they're, look, there's a gondola for a mine. Please.
Well, look, they're putting all this on Mr. Horex, so he just had to say with the video. He can't go there. They're putting all their expedition funds in to go digging in that cave. Don't forget.
Right. Well, then they should shut their mouths and stick to cave exploring and not say that thing's a damn gondola, because I don't know what it is. I don't really think it's a flying witch, but it sure as hell isn't a gondola.
Well, Horex is a criminal video specialist or whatever, analysis.
Yeah,
so I trust his analysis on this. If he thinks it looks like it's hanging by a hook, then
it could be hanging.
Honestly,
yes.
He doesn't sound like he's working for the system, like he's part of a cover-up or anything like that. I trust this guy. He sounds like he's telling the truth here.
Well, look, I mean, I believe that, he obviously doesn't think that this is something supernatural, and that's fine, because I don't know if it's supernatural either. It could be something that is going across the thing, but that there's all of a sudden, there's mines up there that high up on that peak, and you'd think it would be lowering it down somewhere, not going straight across. I don't know. It's just
I don't know either.
We don't know.
1 for 2 in the videos. Let's say that's a draw as far as the video goes. That's not a bad start. But now the final word from Joe Nichols, and he's the guy who got to let those black wedding balloons loose.
Oh yes.
Let's see if those were just balloons, or he could prove that flying humanoids don't exist.
My first reaction is that it's kind of a disaster because the cluster in the heavy winds that we have, the balloons are just going in all directions.
Nichol believes a tighter cluster looks more convincing and more humanoid-like.
Now, that's beginning to look at times it looks very much like an unidentified flying humanoid when you freeze frame it. That's very similar.
He's lying. His balloons actually look nothing like flying humanoids. You guys both saw this. The balloons look like trash, right?
Yeah, literal trash, because they looked like giant trash bags that he was putting them in. But
I do like him admitting his own experiment was a disaster. He's like, well, this is a disaster. Don't show this. Why are you embarrassing me on Monster Quest?
Yeah, he's mad at his assignment. He's like, you know what? This is garbage. This is trash. I hate you guys. Don't call me back ever.
Well, they all of these things kind of have their own look to them. They don't all look exactly the same. He's trying to recreate one version of them. It's tough. I think it's a really difficult thing that he's trying to do. I give him credit for trying,
He'd probably watch this episode later. He's like, why is there a little rat baby skull? And what am I doing? What am I recreating here?
What did they give me? Are they making fun of me?
They showed me one video, and I'm just out here with balloons and scotch tape. Okay. But I'm giving this to proof. So that's 2-1. Proof 2-1 is ahead now that flying humanoids are real. But now we get the results of Ken Gerhardt in his cave exploring for flying humanoids. And I have to say, He didn't find anything in one of those caves that was among thousands. He did find an odd smell. I don't know if you remember that. He found a smell in one cave.
You didn't toot, did you?
So his cave was a real disaster. So he has to wrap it up. This is him talking about some petroglyphs he saw on a rock facade.
I do notice one interesting shape up here, which is a sort of a circular object. I believe the senor that we spoke to on the way in indicated that he felt this might be a representation of some type of flying object, if you will, unidentified flying object. But of course, due to the stylized nature of these petroglyphs, it's very hard to discern exactly what we're looking at here. These are obviously very symbolic in nature.
This is the wrap up to the big cave spelunking adventures. He went outside the rock and was like, I don't know, someone drew a circle, and he blames the rancher. He's like, the rancher guy, he said it was a UFO. I don't know, it could be circles.
Yeah, he's totally throwing him under the bus, that senor, that poor senor. And I like how he just then goes on to explain basically what a petroglyph is. Like, yeah, it's very symbolic in nature.
It has nothing to do with anything. Yeah, it had nothing to do with all. And I mean, this was a draw too, because he found nothing, but he also disproved nothing. So we're still ahead 2-1 as far as figuring this out.
I think he just wanted to show off those shorts.
So they were trying to figure out what they were going to film in that cave because I think they got there and realized that there was nothing really there and they didn't have anything for their bit. So I think they just were like, you know what? Let's film this stuff on the wall. Looks like we can kind of connect the dots to that a little bit. They're like,
there's a circle on the wall. Blame the rancher. Tell him the rancher said.
They literally go, look at this creepy rock. At one point, this rock looks pretty creepy. They're like, yeah, that's a pretty creepy looking rock.
Well, guys, look at this rock. It looks like a dick. And then, all right, that's enough of that.
Even the narrator's like, as they entered the cave, they saw a very peculiar looking rock. You're like, okay.
This is not what we're looking for. We're not here for rocks. We're flying people. Why are you going in caves?
I'm telling you. Exactly. This whole episode is just all over the place. It goes in so many different directions.
So many different places. As
and
you can
hardly,
see,
it hardly goes up to the sky.
No, just the Batman, the cool stories that we heard about. But it is still 2-4 and 1 against as far as proving flying humanoids. And now, this has got to be the final bit of verdict on this mysterious monkey rat. The DNA test that they put on that weird thing is it a flying humanoid? They don't even worry about that. Is it an alien? Let's hear.
The Monster Quest science team has finished its analysis of the strange and unidentified corpse.
If it's not a primate, what is it? Here we're facing something terrestrial or something unknown. As a scientist, I personally have to say that it's probably a species in evolution or an unknown species.
The DNA testing confirmed this theory. No identifiable genetic material was found, and the results cannot be explained.
We analyze a bone and skin and hair, and then we don't have nothing, and that is a surprise for us. What happened? I don't know.
What happened? We don't know. This species is unknown. It is not a monkey, and that is a win for Birdman because Monster Quest cannot disprove this. If only it cared about rods this much, but I think this was pretty much proven. Between the alien and the actual presence of flying humanoids in Mexico and parts of the United States, it cannot be disproven at this point.
Literally, all the test results said was,
we don't know.
Yeah, really.
Oh, even better. Play soundboard 4. I had to add that lady at the soundboard because she said,
what happened? I don't know.
What happened? We don't know.
She sounds so out of breath. Like, man, that DNA testing takes a lot out of you.
And I am too. And I apologize that we're all over the place. This is not us all over the place. This is trying to look into something called flying humanoids, but getting guys digging in caves, in alien corpses, in rat traps that are all very interesting.
It's
and
very
then we
interesting.
get Batman and Iron Man in a tree.
It's not what we signed up for, though. It's definitely not what we signed up for in the beginning of this episode.
If we tried to make an illustration of this episode, it would have so many different things in it.
A little rat baby. There's a robot in a tree. There's Batman.
Let's ask Raymond to do like a movie poster of this episode.
A Michelin Man might be there. There's a guy with a balloon.
Yeah. No, trying to connect these dots is literally like that meme of Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where he's got like the whole chalkboard and everything. Because there's just no, like, how these things are all connected to each other makes no sense.
They're really not. I mean, like we were talking about, the most compelling part of this whole episode of that rat thing, and even that was inconclusive. Like, there was just no satisfaction to be found in this whole episode.
No, not at all. It's just it left it opened something really wide, and then just left it that way. And
what do you guys think about them not finding any DNA?
That's what I was going to say before. That's the creepiest thing about this. They don't even have any kind of. They can't link it to any Earth creature. It has to be a fucking alien.
But is that how it works?
I don't know.
I don't know if
I'm not a scientist. I had to cancel my subscription.
And why doesn't it? Yeah. And why doesn't anyone else care except like Jaime Mason and people doing this show? It's like
because
people do it, and I do too. So let's talk about this little thing. Where is it now? What are we talking about? Have tests been done recently? Do we know anything? We got one more thing before
belongs
we go,
in a museum.
It does. All we have left now is the final word, and that comes from Officer Leonardo Samaneo, the man who was attacked in his car and slapped 3 times by the flying humanoid. What say you?
All I can say is that it was something unknown. You can make your own hypothesis and you ask yourself a lot of questions when you see something like that, but it's outside of your reasoning and logic.
Just don't tell me it's a fraud, because the video is as true as me.
I didn't actually believe in witches, ghosts, or anything like that. Stories and legends, yes, but that I would believe in witches or the devil, no. After this, I found out that they do exist.
Wait, now it's the witches and the devil? It's not a flying... I don't know. Why was it just about witches then? And, I mean, that would be fun to test with science. Witches? I don't know.
Yeah, all over the place this episode. And
all over.
Also, on the final note, witches.
Yeah, I want to say, Drea, do you have any final thoughts, Mia?
No, I don't know what to think about any of this. It's balloons. Black weddings are cool. That little rat thing is... I want to find out what the weird human-looking rat thing is.
All right, what about you, Senor Rob?
I'm left with more questions than I had before I started the episode, to be honest. I don't know. It's bizarre. It's a cool... Someone finally made a connection between witches and aliens now, which...
Witches, devils, aliens. Yeah, it took this guy getting slapped around in his squad car.
Maybe it was an angel.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that'll be this week's poll, though. We won't be angels. But what exactly are these flying humanoids? Are they witches? Are they Birdman? Are they what else?
Are they flying monkeys?
Or balloons?
Flying monkeys.
Are they balloons? Or are they a supernatural creature? We'll have some options up
Will
there.
They slap you or not? I think that's all we really care about.
Yeah, we're not gonna no sub polls. We don't have time for that. But
that's the only.
That's
poll.
it. That's it, and that is it. We are closing the book on Winged Weirdies for now, because I thought we were going to get into something just as interesting, and it just took us everywhere, and that's it. Well, we're heading back to land, so that's enough for Winged Weirdies, Flying Humanoids. Just like the Flying Humanoids. Ugh. I'm glad to be done with them. They're very interesting, and all of those are very interesting things.
There's so many.
It's not just... You can't just call it Birdman. We were hoping to come out of this with just like a singular name that we could call this thing like a Thunderbird or something. This is just so many different things.
Yeah, at least the Thunderbirds episode focused on the damn bird for most of it, and then suddenly dipped into, but is it Mothman? Like, no, shut
Well, that's
up.
what I was about to say. We didn't even mention Mothman at all in this whole episode, and I think it's probably appropriate because there's already enough going on in this episode. We can't get into Mothman.
He does not.
And we know Mothman's got his old he's got his own territory.
He's got his own thing going on. Yeah, that's like a whole separate episode.
He is not part of this, where you could be a kite, you could be a tiny little thing called a rat trap, you could be a balloon, you could be Iron Man, you can be anything and be considered a flying humanoid. Too broad, too weird.
He doesn't get physical either. He keeps it He stays at a distance and he just likes to watch. And
unless he's slapping you around through your car windshield.
no.
But even that, we're like, no, wait. At the end, that was just a witch. Wait, the witches are in here too. Witches and vampires they can't be.
Why are they slapping police officers like that out of nowhere when this guy's trying to get a robber? And then crashed into your
trying
car.
to get a robber.
Yeah,
that is
he saw a
maybe
bag.
that was the
He was
getaway.
so brave.
She was probably a decoy and like trying to help the robber get away. But
Possible.
anyway, I'm just glad that, like we said, Mothman wasn't lumped into this because he didn't deserve to be even called a winged weirdie because a whole nother.
He's
level.
doing his own thing and he doesn't need this. And I'm glad we got this out of our way before we get eventually get into Mexican strangeness, which will happen and hopefully include Jaime Reyes on. I'm a big fan of his, but
Hola, mija.
Yeah, I mean,
hola,
some like that one guy, he got attacked by a Dementor or something. I don't know what that was. That was a whole different thing.
Dementors are slapping people now. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, speaking of slapping, one thing we get slapped with a lot and we love is Unbelievers voicemail bag.
The Unbelievers mailbag.
Ooh, right in the mailbag.
Hey, man, check your mailbox.
Hey, you got some new mail over here.
Mailbag. The mailbag is cool. Mailbag.
Sup, bitches? It's mail time. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Yeah, I'm still not used to the Coops edition.
So
yes,
good.
the Unbelievers mailbag, and you guys have really been answering the call and calling and leaving great voicemails. I'm so excited. I haven't heard any of these. I know there's a bunch this week, so let's get into it. Let's hear the first mailbag, Rob.
Back in Warp from the future to be a frantic caller onto your show. I listened to you in the archive and found out poll results have a character limit. Anyways, what year is it? 2020. Oh, fuck. Now I'm trapped here with John Teeter. I can tell you that this is the year that we found out it was a virus. It's your boy. I'm out. Deuces.
Oh man, we have a time traveler who's found us in the archives. He knows our sound clips. He says I'm out deuces, and he's stuck in 2020 where he knows there is a virus.
Yeah. But at least he has company. At least he's got John Teeter. That's amazing. And we do know now that it's a virus.
His name, John Titter.
Yes, it's John Titter, his friend. He could have let us know this stuff last year when, our problems were nothing. Anyway, great call. Please call back. Let's see what else we got in voicemail.
Hey guys, it is Taylor at Blue Box UFO. I'm actually driving down to the office real quick. They're letting me pick up my office chair and bring it back to my home. And I wanted to get in on that whole soundboard thing. And wait. Is that Popeye?
Nice.
Okay, neither of them are as good as Bojangles anyway. That's kind of all that matters. But since I am also the official Unbelievers time traveler, I have to say that if you're a time traveler, and only if you're a time traveler, I don't smoke, so I don't. Art Bell voice does a little rough more Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing great. Wear your damn mask. Wash your hands. Black Lives Matter. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Oh, thank you so much, Taylor. Blue Box UFO coming in with the great ones. The Popeyes one, man, you really got me, but you kind of undersold yourself by kind of put Bojangles over Popeyes. Come on, man.
I mean, dude, the Bojangles one is really, really, really good.
Well, I haven't had Bojangles. I just grew up with Popeyes. Great clips, though. You got 3 of them on the board there. Definitely up for consideration. Thank you so much, Blue Box UFO.
Is that a Popeyes?
Yes. Hey, man, play all of them because he did a few of them. What was his other one?
If you are a time traveler, and only if you are a time traveler.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome, Taylor. Thank you so
He
much.
did a great
Let's hear what
job
else.
with that one.
Yeah, he did. Both of them were really great. What else you got on the voicemail?
Hey guys, this is the Wombat Preservationist.
And the Mrs. Wombat Preservationist.
And I'm sorry we missed out on movie night, but we had company, so we watched Clue.
Classic movie, classic board game.
It was a pretty good movie. Everybody's got their shtick. Miss Peacock won't shut up. Susan Sarandon always smokes. Michael Caine's gay. Christopher Lloyd's a pervert. Everybody's got their thing. There's the maid has her tits. That's another one. They're out.
They're a character
in full force. It starts out with Tim Curry, who is also amazing in this movie. Steps on some dog shit and everybody smells it throughout the rest of the movie. And then people start dying. There's a guy who is a dead body who's also named Mr. Body, which is fun. And there's it's a great movie. So, you know, how many? I think I want to give 5 rods.
I think 6 rods.
Okay, 5.
6.
6 rods. 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. That's 6.
No, it's 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1.
Come on, 5
out of 10. 2 plus 1. That's
Rage
6 rods.
No, it's wait. What? No. 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1.
No, 2 for the chandelier. 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. It's 6 rods. It's 6 rods, guys. It's 6 rods.
It also
6 rods. We'll take it.
All
we'll
of
take
the murder weapons.
There's a lot of murder weapons.
Bye.
Oh, dude, rods could be a murder weapon.
They could be, and they basically are in that game. Yeah, it's okay. Mr. and Mrs. Wombat Preservation is one of our favorite voicemail callers, giving us great movie reviews every week. If they somehow couldn't come watch Monster Squad with us, I would love to hear the review of that.
Oh, man, that would, yeah, they said they had company over, so that's understandable, but that would have been great to have them on there. Review our Saturday movie nights.
Man. Life goals for me are being company for Mr. and Mrs. Wombat Preservation. It's just going over as a couple, a little couple night, go over there, watch a movie with them, hear them. They're so, like I said, simpatico and the same intonation of the voice. I would have the best time watching a movie. We sit and watch Monster Squad. So thank you so much for the movie reviews as always. Let's hear another voicemail.
Your brain is a shooting star, son.
Okay, I like it.
That's it.
Well, very funny.
It was actually very close. Let's hear.
Yeah.
I think your brain is a shooting star, son. Very funny.
So you've got the spirit, but you've got to get it word for word. You've got to include the whole thing. It's a soundboard. Like, you can't just do the middle of it.
Yeah, it's a call and response.
You can do whatever part of a sound clip you want. Just go for it. Go for it. Don't listen to us.
Fine. Don't listen to me. Don't win. Let's hear the next.
You don't win
hear the next voicemail. Let's hear the next voicemail.
Oh my God, you're so beautiful. I've never rubbed heads with anyone like you before. Oh, it's quite very nice. No. We're alone. Yeah, they're all asleep. It's just you and me, babe. Yeah, I have it right here. I'm not really sure I'm supposed to fill it, though.
Is this you, Rob?
What was that? Oh, shit. My phone's on. Hello? Christian, come on. It must have been a butt dial. Come on, don't. Who is this? Hello?
Okay, I see what he's doing. That was an entire bit to get the Stan Romanek hello, and that was really
so good.
That was pretty spot on. Very, very nicely done. I don't know who you are.
He butt dialed us. He butt dialed us while he was having sex with Crescent.
Yes.
Yeah.
It happens. And I will be able to, because through the voicemail, we can actually prove who leaves these clips. If you say it and you leave a voicemail, say, yeah, we can match the numbers. We can do it. We have the technology. Let's hear it.
Hello?
Very close.
Hello?
Very, very good job.
Yeah,
Whoever
seriously.
is getting busy with Crescent.
I know. I feel a little bit dirty having listening in on their, intimate
It did
times.
feel a bit voyeuristic.
But after a while, I was like, well, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, we want more.
I do love the line, I've never rubbed heads with anyone like you before. I do like that a lot.
It was actively
we're alone.
happening.
It's okay.
Yeah, that was great.
That's great.
All right, we have another one, don't we, Rob?
Yes, here we go.
Is this a real show?
Okay.
Oh, wait,
We're not sure about that.
Okay.
We're not sure about that,
We
but
don't know.
we'll compare it. Let's hear.
Is this a real show?
That was very good.
Yeah, you just gotta get your internet quality a little bit lower, and you gotta sound like you're going through Skype in a tunnel.
Yeah,
in one of those tunnels that they were looking for flying humanoids in.
The Vice
get in one of those to match the quality of the Vice guy. All right, Rob, how many more we got left, buddy?
We got one more.
All right, well, this is the final voicemail for tonight, so let's hear it.
Hey guys, this is Unbeliever Carol. I thought I'd call in to share folklore with you guys. I hope that you guys can keep it like a secret. Okay, So here's my folklore. So, like, one day I was walking in the woods, and, like, I noticed these Yankee boys out in the distance. And they were looking at something on the ground, and one of the guys noticed that I was walking up, and he was like, hey, come here, check this out. I'm like, oh shit. So I guess I have to go over there. So I walk up, and they were like looking at this huge hole in the ground. And I was like, what the fuck is that? One of the guys goes, we don't know. The other guy goes, I dare you to stick your feet in there. I'm like, but what am I going to do without no feet? And the other guy, he looked really stupid. But he was like, it's the government. Anyways, that was kind of stupid, but I started slowly backing away because I was scared. Then my phone started ringing, and this is how I answered it. Hello? And my friend on the other line, she was frantic. And she's like, oh my gosh, Carol, you gotta come over. I saw an alien or shit or something. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, Diane, it's fine. We're coming over. Yes. So I started walking over to her house, and it was a pretty long walk because, you know, I was in the woods. So I walk up to her house, and I noticed something really strange, and it really bothered me. Like, her mailbox was so full. There was, like, so much shit, like, sticking out of the mailbox. I'm like, what the fuck? So anyway, I go in her house, and she's like, oh my god, I shed my pants. I'm like, damn, what the fuck did it look like? And she's like, it was like half alien, half ugly motherfucker. And she's like crying. And I'm like, okay, Dan, look, you need to calm down. It's okay. I'm the weatherman. But right now, I need you to do something really important. And she's like, okay. I'm like, hey man, check your mailbox.
Yeah! Yeah! Was it the end?
That's it.
That was it. Carol,
stellar.
oh my god.
Oh
this
my
is taking a soundboard challenge to the next level. A narrative, a fan fiction, all involving sound clips. That's definitely in the lead. It's so well done. Thank you so much, Carol. Prove it again. Step it up, Unbelievers. That's always Carol's mission.
Like dude, she wrapped up the whole thing with her own mailbox clip.
Even when I saw it coming, I knew Diane was coming. As soon as that phone was picked up, I was like, this is Diane. Hello? This has to be. I know, right? Carol.
We can't play all of them, but I mean,
there's no way. Yankee Boys, Diane, and a couple others are definitely the main threads.
Definitely. We got to give her at least
hey, come here and check this out.
Got to give her one of those.
That's one of her favorites.
Got to give her
I'm gonna do without any feet.
Oh yeah, we got to
Yankee Boys is in there.
What am I going to do without any feet?
We got to give her that one. Throw a Yankee Boys in there. Yeah.
Hey, Yankee Boys, do you need some help? I'll give you a hand. I can fix your craft.
Oh man,
I was ready for a craft to appear as soon as she said that. I was like, I know where the story's going. I can follow this. But no, of course, she had to get on the phone because...
Okay, Diane, that's fine. We're coming over.
Oh, shit.
I'm a little speechless after that. Thank you for putting some order to this after the chaos we had to go through of flying humanoids and not knowing what was going on. Now I feel completely more laser focused than I've ever been. And that's it for this week's really, really top notch. Please give us a call at the Unbelievers Podcast mailbox, 469-420-0114. Oh, I believe that's the number. Give us a call, and that's it for the Unbelievers mailbag.
The Unbelievers mailbag.
Ooh, right in the mailbag.
Hey man, check your mailbox.
Hey, you got some new mail over here.
Mailbag. The mailbag is cool. Mailbag.
Sup, bitches? It's mail time. Woo! 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 Woo!
Oh, the one of the best mail segments.
It's better
ever.
and better and better.
It really does. Thank you so
guys.
much. So, but now we've come to the end of the program, so it's time for everyone's third favorite segment poll results. This week's poll, what are Thunderbirds? And the choices were leftover dinosaurs, supernatural creatures, unknown species, misidentified birds, and others. I'm going to ask you, Drea Mora, what do you think the Unbelievers said?
Just like really big birds.
Okay, what about you, Rob Oakey?
Supernatural creatures, obviously.
Well, congratulations, both of you. All the votes are tied at 4.76% of the vote. Everyone was tied between misidentified birds, unknown species, supernatural creatures, leftover dinosaurs. No one knows because, of course, there are others. What are Thunderbirds? That thing was in heat, and there's nothing scarier than a horny bird. That's the real reason my hair turned gray. Oh no, signed Marlon Lowe. Apostrophes Greza. That is the real reason, the horny bird. What are Thunderbirds? I don't know. I can get past Jude's Backyard Falcon. Signed Left-Handed Buckle Grabber. Okay, well, this guy is not... He's not worried about Jude's Falcon. Well, Jude, watch out for Left-Handed Buckle Grabber. What are Thunderbirds?
I remember gripping my belt buckle with my left hand, I think it was.
Oh,
so good.
Rob with the deep cut. I forgot about grabbing the belt buckle. Good one. What are Thunderbirds? Barbara Lamb can hold my hand and mention vagina. After all, I can pick up a sheep. I mean lamb. Signed Barbara Lamb. Signed Kosher Leviathan. Oh, Kosher Leviathan. Going all in on Barbara Lamb, someone we talked about on our recent Patreon episode. Yeah, check out our Patreon episodes. You guys are like, who the hell's Barbara Lamb? I just mentioned her.
Guy,
Good one.
I
Here
can
we
pick
go.
up a sheep.
What are Thunderbirds? When you grab both your ass cheeks, separate them as far as you can, and slap them back together.
What?
And you keep doing that repeatedly. Sign Unbeliever Carol. Carol, what's going on? Carol's having a night. That voicemail and that. I think I know what she's referencing in that, Rob. Can we find that?
Psionic super asshole.
I guess that's what you mean, Carol. It's been great. You definitely great contributor.
Ass cheeks. Ass cheeks.
What are Thunderbirds? I think you mean Thunder Sticks. They usually come with 2 walnuts. Signed 6-hour erection guy. Oh, nice. That's a reference we haven't heard in a while and an important one. What are you talking about, Thunders?
I had an erection for like 6 hours afterwards, and it was pretty painful.
No, not a Thunder 6-hour erection. I meant a Thunder.
You can take, a couple of sticks or whatever and put them in your pocket.
That's even better.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that was me baiting him. What are Thunderbirds? They're the pharmacy toys your aunt buys you when you ask for Thundercats. Sign the Machinist. Very true.
Toys.
Good call.
Oh, you go home with the Thunderbirds? That's a terrible line. No one even cares about it. What are Thunderbirds? They are just floating lanterns. Get it! Be careful, but get it. Sign the Wombat Preservationist. Oh, a double hit there. Let's hear it.
That's a floating lantern. You're not getting away from me.
Yes, you're right. Just
get it. Get it. Just be really careful, but get it.
Yeah, be really careful. Thank you, Wombat Preservationist. That's how you go through those lanterns. Those lanterns are floating around. That's how you get them, right, Drea?
Yeah, oh, totally, dude.
What are Thunderbirds? Some big motherfucking birds. Besides spermy paracox. Yeah, okay. That's a very sensible answer. That's one of the most straightforward ones tonight, and there's nothing for you. What are Thunderbirds? Where's the mystery? It's a Quetzalcoatl eye. Great Thunder Chicken. Signed Haiku Man. And that was a haiku. Even though...
Very cool.
Isn't Quetzalcoatl? Isn't that...
Quetzalcoatl is very hard to say. Where's the mystery? Where's the mystery? It's a Quetzalcoatl. Great Thunder Chicken. Signed Haiku Man. Thank you, Haiku Man. What is a Thunderbird? Thundercats gotta chase something. Signed Unbelievably Hot Unbeliever. Oh, I like that. Thundercats gotta chase something. We got some Thundercats clips. People are asking for Thundercats. What do we got?
Handle this, reptilian.
Yes, thank you, Unbeliever. Hot? Unbelievably hot Unbeliever. What are Thunderbirds? My girlfriend had a Brazilian incident we call the rash at Virginia. She said the pain was unbelievably undeniable. Oh no. Signed STD Man. Great callback. Let's hear it.
Unbelievably undeniable.
Yes, calling back to the... He's got the Brazilian incident, the rash at Virginia. Good one, STD Man. Staying on STD Man topic and with a great one. I love it. What are Thunderbirds? You did a show on Thunderbirds and didn't play the They Might Be Giants song? Really? Signed, Corrupted Mask. You're right. I'm going to take a second. Yes, Corrupted Mask, we didn't. It's actually going to be playing over the credits of this episode. It was a big mess up of mine. Yeah, it's coming. We got it. Rob, it's already in the queue. We got it. There you go. What are Thunderbirds? Thunderbird, what about Thundercats? Signed that 80s guy. Yeah, Thundercats, because they like to...
Handle this, reptilian.
What are Thunderbirds? Half man, half bird, half ugly motherfucker. Signed one eye, one armed, flying purple yogurt slinger. Okay, I guess this is the another Bono yogurt thing, but he likes to hear
half human, half like fucking ugly motherfuckers.
That's what we were kind of looking for. What in Thunderbirds? I had a Thunderbird sighting as a kid. My grandma had a 65 four-door with those cool suicide doors. Signed Blue Box UFO. I don't know, we got something Thunderbird related, right?
This is what I call winged weirdies.
Yeah, winged weirdies. We'll take the winged weirdies. What are Thunderbirds? Part human, part chicken. Signed Pants Filler. Okay, Pants Filler. So many. We had part rat, part monkey, a new one tonight, and of course the classic.
Guess that makes him part human, part chicken.
That one's so good. Thank you so much to
be throwing up and filling my pants.
Thank you, Pants Filler. And finally, the last one for the night. What are Thunderbirds? The result of when Lion-O fucked Foghorn Leghorn. Signed to K. Mill. All right, very good. And man, come on, chill out with the F-bombs in here. But yes, so many good ones tonight. What are Thunderbirds? We had Matt Lowe, parentheses Grezza with, that thing was in heat, and there's nothing scarier than a horny bird. That's the real reason my hair turned gray. We had the left-handed buckle grabber with, I don't know, I can get past Jude's backyard falcon. We had Barbara Lamb, kosher Leviathan with, Barbara Lamb can hold my hand and mention vagina. After all, I can pick up a sheep. We had Unbeliever Carol with, when you grab your ass cheeks, separate them as far as you can and slap them back together and keep doing that repeatedly. Okay. We had 6 Hour Erection Guy with, I think you mean Thundercats. They usually come with 2 walnuts. We had the Machinist with, they're the pharmacy toys your aunt buys you when you ask for Thundercats. Yes, that makes sense. We had the Wombat Preservationist with, they are just floating lanterns. Get it! Be careful, but get it. We had Spermy Paracox with some big mother effing birds. We had Haiku Man with, where's the mystery? It's a Quetzalcoatl. Great Thunder Chicken. We had Unbelievably Hot Unbeliever with Thundercats Gotta Chase Something. We had the Unbelievably Undeniable STD Man with, my girlfriend had a Brazilian incident we call the rash at Virginia. She said the pain was unbelievably undeniable. Okay, thank you, STD Man. I read that wrong. We had Corrupted Mask with, you did a show on Thunderbirds and didn't play They Might Be Giants. We'll get to that. We had that 80s guy with Thunderbird. What about Thundercats? We had the one-eyed, one-armed, flying purple yogurt slinger with half man, half bird, half ugly motherfucker. We had Blue Box UFO with, I had a Thunderbird sighting as a kid. My grandma had a 65 four-door with those cool suicide doors. We had Pants Filler with part human, part chicken, and we had K-Mill with the result of when Lion-O effed Foghorn Leghorn. I'm going to leave it up to me this week, okay? I keep leaving it up to everyone else. I don't know why, but this week I'm giving it to Haiku Man with, where's the mystery? It's a Quetzalcoatl. Great Thunder Chicken. Congratulations, Haiku Man. You just won this week's poll results. Yeah, and we've come to the end of the program. Before we go, Dre and Maura, do you have anything you would like to say or plug?
Yeah, just I guess you could follow my new podcast that's going to be dropping very, very shortly, I guess, within the next day. By the time you hear this episode, it should be out, I think. Spirits and Spirits, and you can follow us on Instagram. I changed the name on that handle to at Spirits and Spirit 666 because it was taken.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Already.
I'm going to back you up. Go check out Spirits and Spirits 666 on Instagram and the podcast coming Spirits and Spirits. I get to guest on like episode 5 or 6 or something, but Rob Oakey, go check out Spirits and Spirits. That's all I'm worried about right now. We'll plug that hard. And what about you, Rob? You have anything you want to say or plug?
I'll plug the Twitch. We've been working on the Twitch a lot, something we started a few months ago. And we're having a lot of fun on there every weekend. We try to get on there at least once a week to watch some fun videos and stuff. And we recently just reached affiliate status on there, thanks to all you guys who've been watching us. So thanks to everybody who's been tuning in and coming and visiting every single time we do it. And we have some cool new stuff. We're rolling out some cool new stuff on the Twitch. Look out for emotes. Look out for look out for some fun stuff coming, guys.
Yeah, shout out to Raymond. He's making that Twitch stream a lot more interesting with great things that makes it. Yeah, it's fun. Check out the Twitch stream. We're doing it this Friday night. We do it every Friday night, and that's it. The Unbelievers podcast host today were Drea Mora and me, Russ Ryan. Our producer and soundboard engineer is Rob Oakey. You can join our Patreon by going to patreon.com/Unbelievers podcast. You can follow the show on Twitter at Unbelievers Pod and Instagram at Unbelievers Podcast. Our Facebook group is the Unbelievable Podcast Network. Check out our merch store at cafepress.com/Unbelievers Podcast. And thank you so much for making the show possible. All you patrons, Vic Voss, Robert Groom, Little BB, Dr. Ortega, Tyler Ventura, Adam Dvorak, Corrupted Mac, Michael Shields, Weary Exo, Carol Valley, Manny MQ Ultra, CJP, Braden Hick, Raymond Orwell, Todd Eck, Christopher Panici, The Moon, That Judgy Moon, Mike Henry, Bryce, Cronenberg Jr., Dawn Bright, Shannon Ferrigno, Tom O'Connell, Mark Braun, Donna Bands, Jenna Stevens, Cat Chaos, Jason Kelly, Mike, Brian Ashton, Michael Armenta, Jackass, The Wombat Preservationist. Our official composer and theme song creator is Aaron, a.k.a. Aaron Schill. Go follow his new podcast, Nashville Tour Stop, and go follow him on Instagram at The Aaron Schill. Our official graphic designer and card maker who designed our logo and designs everything for us and designs great things for Twitch. That's Raymond Orwell. Check out his work at P Raven Creative on Twitter and Project Raven Creative on Instagram. Our official resident Sagittarius is Gozanton. Our official Madman is Unbeliever Adam. Our official Mothman enthusiast is Michael Shields. Our official MUFON Inside Man is Chris De Moraes. Our official Unbeliever peacefully eating a hamburger is Michelle Durham. Our official Unbelievers Time Traveler is Taylor Nelson, a.k.a. Blue Box UFO. Thank you so much for everything. Our official Ghost Hunter is Amelia Childs and Ghost Hunting in New England. Our official Senior European Correspondent is Kay Mill of I Don't Know Podcast. Our official Guardian of That Bench is that Kraken Stacker. Our official Alien Popper is Nunchuck Bob. And this week's Unbeliever Focus is Unbeliever Jeremy, who's looking forward to his upcoming trip to Mexico. When he asked me for some suggestions for out-of-the-way weird things to check out, I told him to just go and look for my buddy
Horacio in Mexico.
Good night. Back to man.
Discontinue!